indigenous broadcaster, championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
To Biafra, consecrated nation, O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending this shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood, we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised, the wounds of battle to heal, we shall who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious song of victory. We scarred our minds around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule, to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
Yeah. What's the reason?
That since 1914 to date, up to 15 million Biafrans has been killed and massacred by the Islamic Republic of Nigeria. And do you know that Nigeria is a zoo, a creation of a white man, and it has aspired? We must fight to the end and know the truth. Now we must win this battle and no surrender. Yes, we be dying, now we be crying. That's the freedom all we need. To go kick Abiyama can save us. Cause the children call on you. Biafra must to be free from bondage. Biafra must to be free from killings. Biafra must to be free from Nigeria. Biafra must to be free from slavery. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. May thy kingdom come on earth, O Biafra. The time is now, I fight on you formidable soldiers. I can see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Victory is sure, no giving up, we are marching to the promised land. Oh, you say no to one Nigeria. Oh, you say no to pretend. Oh, you say no to divide and rule. we say no to South. Listen, Nigeria jaga jaga, everything's scatter. My people suffering and dying, so repent from my heart. See Yoruba, Hausa, Boko Haram killing us. Every day we be dying like a slaves. Give me freedom, want to freedom, wanna be free like the birds in the skies. Biafrans all over the what they cry. Now we calling, rescue us to go kick Kabiama. We must fight to the end. I know the dream.
We must fight till the end. There is no two ways about that. The journey has already begun. I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station, being anchored by Diokpa Uchi Ukafo Mefo, who is from Abatete in Anambra State. He is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. I am George ONYIBE and I hail from Agbo Anyoma province, of course, Delta State, Biafra land. As customary demand on this platform, I must extend my greetings to the members of the de facto customary government, men and women who has decided to stand forward in a time like this and give us a platform to be able to engage ourselves holistically on this political process, because that is the beginning of the progress in terms of any form of agitation. And of course, it is headed by Alhaji Adisare Dokubo and deputized by our sister Rita Anebogo. We have the parliamentary body, which is the advisory body, as well as the executive, which is referred also as the implementation committee. Acknowledge every pro-Biafran group who have made this possible. Acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, especially because you have decided to create a home. You're making a home outside our home. Because of course a lot of our people will be victimized, a lot of them will be killed, a lot of them will be blackmailed, and you can go on. You already seen the evidence already. And if you have been victim of Chinas and Wuru, if you have been victim of the gangster called DOS or any other criminal group pretending to be fighting for our freedom, you don't have to hide. You don't have to run. You don't have to be moved, because somewhere along the line you will wish you had come out to say the truth as we are doing. Members of the Biafra Nation Alliance understand the need to stand on the path of the truth, even when it requires that we stand alone. I acknowledge all of you this evening, and then I must acknowledge people of conscience around the world. Most of you are not Biafrans, but indeed you identify with us in this struggle. We understand your prayers are with us, and so we also pray for you. We thank you. Indigenous people of Nandekano, I think the first comment on this platform is one animal. He said, "This idiot, you are online." He's an animal, a very big animal like a Nandekano, very hopeless set of human beings. I continue to acknowledge you until you come to your senses, because or else people will think you are doing the right thing. From the blackmail of the pioneers of this struggle, they kept mood. And then you have the next stage of blackmail. Of course, the first stage you have the Rita Nebogo and the rest of them. They kept mood. You have the generation of Clifford Iluanya and the rest of them. They kept mute. Not to mention all the brothers that were hunted down and blackmailed. And then Nandekano comes on air and tell you they are criminal, they are kidnapper. What is in Nandekano? Unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen are born again. Very useless set of people. The next generation must be wary of these people. They used to be IPOB. That was when men were men. Now what you have is indigenous people of Nandekano, punk meat everywhere. Sometimes they think, we're going to do that, they're going to run. You're going to run where? You've not heard it, we go nowhere. So China Sanguru, I just see only one recruit on my platform. And his insult is not motivating me enough. The next generation must understand that we came out to fight for our freedom. The moment Nandekano saw money, he lost his mind. The painful aspect of it is that our zombie brothers, they don't have sense. They think it's all about the crowd win the vote. No. Our people must win the vote. Now I get the point. So indigenous people of Onanekano, this is your cause. I cannot wish you better. Continue blackmailing until you blackmail your father and your mother. Continue insulting. It will get to your family. I can assure you that I am your destiny and I am your doom. This having been said, who am I to continue without acknowledging the Creator who is the lifting up of my head? ONYIBE, ONYIBE dadim Chineke odi onye dịka gị onye dịka Chukwu obi n'igwe onye dịka dadim onye dịka Chineke odi onye dịka gị ịmana sị na na-eme mma ezi masị na na-agwọ ọrịa Chimu asị na na-enye ike owe bịara bụrụ eziokwu Chukwu dị mma dị mma agbanwe Chimo na-ede mma olileanya ndị nsọ na-ede mma eze onye nwe anyị na-ede mma ịmakwa na oge alileanya n'eluigwe dadi ịgbanwe na-achị achị iwefu Chukwu na-ede mma eze onye nwe anyị na-ede mma ya ha anyị ji aja gị mma maka n'eziokwu n'ịbụ sọ mma ịhụnanya na gị obi ọma gị o juru anya dadi m inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alfa na Omega dadi anyị niile na-asị na na-ede mma ise. And of course, you should not mistake a loyal subject to a fool. And don't in your mind for a moment think, oh, he's a holy man. Nobody is a holy man here. He's a righteous man. Nobody is a righteous man. We're just who we are. And this having been said, we move on to our topic this evening, which is simply titled, The Beginning of Every Society Starts with a Political Formation. The beginning of every society starts with a political formation. And if this were to be true, in view of this very fact, every Biafran must understand this generation, this eminent generation, these people of Biafra must understand a generational task ahead of the indigenes. Of course, I'm talking about the competent nation that makes up Biafra as far as the restoration project is concerned. We must understand the task that is ahead of us. The indispensable role of all her citizens, and of course, which are needed more than ever. Everybody must get ready. There are generational tasks that we must make ourselves available to. And coming back to our topic, like I said, the beginning of every society starts with a political formation. Regarding the formation of a stable society, the issue of political formation cannot be overruled. When you want to start a community, or you want to build a society, there must be means of political formation. And so most of our people who have not been able to get clearly what the de facto customary government of Biafra represent in a moment is trying to help us introduce a drawing board, some people may call it pathway, on every issue as regarding political process. You must understand what political process is. You must understand the importance of this political process. You must be enlightened on the need why you must stand your ground and be part of that process. You must understand the vital area, basic foundational principles that cannot be overruled or neglected by any. But you see, we get so distracted along the way that we begin to lose sight of some of these important issues or areas of our life that must be considered. And that is why at this moment, in the absence of this knowledge, in the absence of this orientation, look at where we have gone to. The people of Biafra, unlike every other nation, of course, is the people of Biafra and Ambazonia, Cameroon. And that is because I think they are trying to emulate Nnamdi Kanu, or Nnamdi Kanu is trying to emulate them. And look at what they brought. Chaos, rubbish, nonsense. But every other nation around the world who are fighting sincerely for the emancipation, the restoration, who are fighting to put out one evil or the other and create a system that will enable them be the author of their destiny, all of them engages the global community through processes. It's amazing. Each time, for instance, we come on air, it's almost impossible for me to know the name of Great Britain, because I know Great Britain is not the same thing as United Kingdom. And I'm also fully aware that the United Kingdom, the Great Britain, they are not the same with other names they bear. Each name represents something. With 4 countries making one, they say it's United Kingdom. And then when you remove the Northern Ireland, it becomes another name, and so on and so forth. But despite the fact that there are 4 countries, they go through different processes. You will not even know. There are a lot of things they do not agree on. But everybody have to go on their own. You, Northern Ireland, form your country. Wales, form your country. Everybody form your country. And at the end they say, we are Great Britain. These are political processes. And so each time Nigeria is copying their mode of operandis from the United Kingdom and pasting it, using it to govern us, because we have not been able to engage the Nigerian state and of course the global community and the maker of Nigeria through a political process, we all submit ourselves. We yield to this act of criminality and we keep quiet, and it is okay. But our people must understand, it doesn't work that way. The Great Britain, as it is called, the United Kingdom, as it may be referred to, whatever name they choose to bear, now or in the future, they cannot survive under this circumstance they have placed us. But of course, you need this political process to make move. The Wales have a different pattern and way of life. The Northern Ireland have a different way. And so are other component member. The same way you have in Nigeria, Fulani have a different way of life. Yoruba have a different way of life. Igbo have a different way of life. And then they were amalgamated into the same country. Why wouldn't they have their parliament? Why would they have their own government? Why can't they have their own government that's just the same way the British are run? But of course, it's going to make those benefiting from our misery to lose their position. It can be compared to what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Nnamdi Kanu fully understands the things we need to do in order to get home. But of course, he feels his supremacy will be taken from him. He loved the high horse. He's going to remain there. But you don't know, so you don't understand what we are doing. That is why majority of our people, they are on social media platform. They are insulting. The ones that are not insulting, they are bloggers. Each time you listen to them, they say subscribe, follow us, hit us button, knock us. Am I telling you what they are doing is wrong? I'm not saying so. But I'm telling you that they are businessmen, and such people don't have right to get involved in the issue of Biafra. Talk your own and move on. Just take a minute and look at them. Subscribe, follow us, knock us, take our love, give us star, give us arrow. My brother, they monetize their platform. They monetize their platform. So each time you are there, you are commenting, you are shouting, they are ripping you off. My YouTube is close to 2 million followers. And I know at the end of every broadcast, irrespective of you seeing 2 people following on live broadcasts like this, just give it 3 hours after this broadcast, you will see the number of people that must have visited there. I could tell you what your ancient ear want to hear, and then I get my own follower and monetize my account. In fact, people have called me and say, you're the owner of this platform, why don't you monetize it? My brother, when I monetize it, the only thing that will influence my decision and affect my reasoning capacity is that I want to do everything to make money, and I monetize you. That is why they come out and tell you, Ebubago is your problem, kill Ebubago, hunt Ebubago. Now we know our problem. What is the solution? And then others say, oh, our governors, they are evil, they are evil. What is the solution? They won't tell you. And so in the access of your governor or Ebubago to blackmail, they say, oh, HMF is evil, hey, shoot him, kill him. Very unfortunate people everywhere. But it's okay. We continue to take them process by process. We will get to our destination. Regarding the formation of a stable society, the issue of political formation cannot be overruled. As we approach the presidential election 2023, which will eventually open another frontier for the Nigerian state through a ballot system that will enable the citizen to participate in choosing a leader who will pilot the affair of the country, at least for the next 80 years. 7 years ago, some people had these privileges to go to the ballot box through a political process, vote for a leader of their choice. President Obama of America made sure election in Nigeria is not free and fair. I hope it's not hate speech. That is why Goodluck Ebere Jonathan have to congratulate Alhaji Buhari, even when INEC has not released the election. Is God not wonderful? And some of us took our time collecting 2,500 naira, 1,000 naira, as the case may be, and then we vote for somebody we know. There was this slogan, very loud, change, 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 change. I hope you are enjoying the change. And some of you are crying. I was in a public vehicle this afternoon, and the exorbitant price on transportation is unimaginable. And everybody was complaining. They want to blame the driver. Why will you blame the driver? Are you not ashamed? Does the driver manufacture petrol? Why would you blame the driver? Don't you know those who manufacture petrol will also go and buy garri? And then something goes wrong, it affects all of us. Today, if you voted for Buhari, may the Lord be with you. If you did not vote for him, may the Lord be with you. But of course, we have approached another moment to at least change our history, at least change our situation and circumstance. And so it is ill-fated for anybody to come out and tell you, oh, don't get your PVC, don't vote, ignore them. Believe me, we know that in Nigeria your vote does not count. We know that in Nigeria there is every possibility you will be disenfranchised. We know in Nigeria that they know who will rule. They select, they choose, they don't elect. We know. But first thing first. Obama person. The bank has an eye back at also immediately iguama. There should be a process. We must engage in all of them. And so our people should get ready, because another 8 years, we have that privilege to make a move. Now, let me digress a little bit to make you see the picture clearer. Kanefa Ode, our beloved Nnamdi Kanu friend, our loving Yoruba in-law, was cited or maybe tweeted, nobody should deny the middle bed of presidency. I'm telling you, and I say it again, if you be Igbo man, if you like, marry Yoruba. If you like, make Yoruba marry you. As far as this Nigerian setting is concerned, you put your life in their hand, you are gone. For in fact, whether na inside mosque, whether na inside heaven, everywhere, you are gone. Because they have made up their mind. And they will remain that way. If Nnamdi Kanu had what it takes to kill people like us, he would have killed us because of Yoruba. He is the one who knows the truth. Cursing Yoruba. Encourage us to do the same thing, despite the fact that we are custodians of this truth already. Oh, Vanikayade, my loving brother. Oh, he's a very nice man. They are my in-law. They are my in-law. And to catch all of us mugu when we are shaking hand across River Niger. Oh, you must give Igbo the presidency. Give Igbo every competent member that makes up Nigeria. All of us should be ashamed of ourselves. We are begging for presidency. So Kanefa Ode is begging for presidency, but that is how they rule. Please, you gotta give it to middle belt. Oh, presidency, he gonna return to the north. No, presidency, he gonna be Tinubu and Laya Mohammed. Oh, presidency, he had to come to Igbo land. This is a shame and evidence of a which grammar am I going to use? That is the country we find ourselves. But it's okay. They are doing their own. We have to do our own. Certain example from the moment of independence in 1960, a political formation was inaugurated which brought our eminent personalities as of that very time to stand on behalf of the people and to push for certain demands. At the moment of independence, a political formation, its process was inaugurated. You have Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe from the eastern region of Nigeria. You have Tafawa Balewa, forget about Amadu Bello. It's just another, what do they call it? Just another warrant chief. You have Tafawa Balewa from the northern region. You have Obafemi Awolowo from the western region. You have Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe from the eastern region. And believe me, there are other eminent personalities. Let's forget about how they have allowed Satan to get upper hand in most of their mindsets. I want to believe there were times they meant good for all of us. They came together. The people who form Nigeria understand that it was impossible, or it is not normal or proper to hand over the leadership of a country to a particular session until they found the reason why it has to be so, in order to allow this business enterprise called Nigeria to progress in their favor. They came together, they initiated the political process, they wrote to the British Parliament, they wrote to the British government, they wrote to the Chatham House, they wrote to every man and woman who understand the position where we are. They spoke with one voice. That is what gave birth to independence. That is what gave birth to independence. And which means, if a political process was not initiated, by now, Nigeria will still be ruled by one mercenary. Maybe when Lord Lugard handed over, he would have been another lord. Considering the fact that we have governors like Jefferson and the rest of them, Clifford and the rest of them, who know who will be ruling us now. And you understand the implication behind that. But these men came together. They didn't shoot any gun. They didn't kill anybody. They did not intimidate anybody. They did not harass anybody. They engaged the power that be through a political process. First of all, a state of independence was established, was targeted. They had vision. They looking for something. They created that atmosphere that can enable them speak as an independent nation. They pushed this idea to the colonial masters. And having done that, they moved on to form another formation that required a referendum. And that is, if the Yoruba man, the Igbo man, the Hausa man choose to come together to fight to have a country, then we must be able to know our population, because it is going to affect every other thing we will do after then. It's a political process. They went into referendum, though sabotaged by the British government, and it is still affecting us till today. This political process went on, not just introducing referendum, which is the backbone for government formation, but also introduced the constitution and the establishment of financial institution to manage the nation's economic, which is to be headed by also members of the military formation. And so while you have the political formation, you have the representative, let's cite Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and then Tafawa Balewa. And then you have other people who works in the parliament. That is where we begin to hear people like Professor Ben Wambuze and the rest of them. They were parliamentary. And having these people on a different platform, they form up the economic base, because all these areas need to be looked into. And they have the military apparatus. And with the formation of this entity brought together, the political process has started already. Because the representative need to be spokesperson for the imagination. And then you need people who will make law that will govern the people. The do's and don't do is very important. And at the same time, economic institutions were established, because it really have to influence every area of our life. We must know our financial capacity. But whatever the case may be, we need a security, not just to protect life and property, to protect everything that is worthy of protection. And so the formation was completed. They moved. And at the end, the British have no option rather than to let them go. And that is how Nigerian came about. Every area of human life were covered as a result of this political process. But the failure for these issues to be addressed has led to a lot of unimaginable pain and suffering upon our people. Today, many of you are relaxing. There won't be election. We won't get involved in politics. Let us live there. Our politicians are corrupt. They cannot help us. You say many things. But if you fail to get involved in this process, you are only prolonging our suffering. Let's cite another example from there. Today, Nigerian constitution look like Arabic nation constitution. Of course, Sharia law is predominantly controlling affairs of many states in Nigeria. So Nigeria, that is supposed to be a secular state, is now an Islamic state. When we say they want to Islamize us, some people say, no, you are propaganda. It's propagandering. It is not true. No, the process are on already. Are you telling me we have more Muslims in Nigeria than Christians? I say no. But the point is that where are the Christians when the Muslim hijacked the nation? Because for your information, Nigeria is known as Islamic country, but I'm not Islam. So where were the Christians? They don't get involved in politics. Unquote. Politics is dirty, but buying private jet is not dirty. Collecting offering, abandoning the widows and the widowers, orphans is not dirty. Organizing fake miracle is not dirty. They become selfish. Everyone to all his own. Building very expensive university that their church member cannot attend is not evil. It's not dirty. Only politics is dirty. But of course they are learning. Not only they are learning, they are making fool of all of us. You can go and ask Osibanjo, as a man of God, a pastor in Redeemed Church, a disciple, properly indoctrinated, and I'm sure he's a scholar. What did the Bible say about Christian marrying Muslim or Muslim marrying Christian? Understand it's not a religion, but let's begin to find out where we are coming from in order to appreciate where we are going to. Usibanjo is his daughter is married to Muslim. He has a lot to do because Christian told you they don't get involved in politics. That is evil, a dirty game. That is the beginning of the failure of political process by our people. The Nigerian Muslim will go as far as going to Medina, Mecca, going to Dubai, going to any other Islamic nation around the world to form an alliance. They don't even need the European nations to help them. Peradventure, there is war. They have 99.9% backing from Arabic nation already. Was it politicians, their governors, and their political representatives that make them possible? No. That is why you see them, they always go to Mecca. What am I saying? Today, the church is relegated to the background. The head of religion affair in the whole of Nigeria is a Muslim. So when they want to discuss issue regarding religion, whether you are a native doctor, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, a traditionalist, whether you are a Rabatarian and a Urubotarian, as far as Nigeria is concerned, they are the head of religion. And tell me why they will not come and harass the church, shut church down. They come and will close this church. They violate this rule. Have you heard them try that rubbish in the mosque? But why did the church have to lower her standard to this extent? They refuse to get involved. The few that got involved, they are messing us up. Can you still tell me you believe that God told Mbaka what Mbaka told us? And God told me that good luck Ebere Jonathan is now bad luck to the people of Nigeria. And the people of God prayed, they cried, they mourned, and God said to me, you must give Buhari unalloyed support. This man has collected his own percentage. Oga, go and sue me. Mbaka, go and sue me. You just put it on Facebook. I will respond to that call. Buhari have very wonderful children, very obedient, but one of them has a motorbike that worth more than 20 million naira. They do car sports, car racing, with cars worth billions, and they destroy them at that moment. They are very born again. They are wonderful. Buhari have come to fight corruption. His wife is very meeky. Oh, give him an alloy support. God, I believe the deliverer. Utimpu. Baka, come and purpose praise Buhari now. But I just have to talk to you because you are my brother. I cannot talk to Adeboye, Kumuye, Uyedepo, Udukoya and the rest of them. These are pure businessmen. But I did my broadcast this evening. They persuaded most of us. Don't forget I am a reverend. They persuaded most of us not to get involved. And today we're going to blame the Fulani. We're going to blame the Muslim. Oh, they have hijacked Nigeria. Oh, they have hijacked Nigeria. Was Obasanjo not claiming to be pastor when he permitted Sharia law to control more than 4 states in the north? Is it Muslim that did it? We are going to heaven. You people should go to heaven and let us manage this affair. Now you begin to get the truth. You know, this is hate speech. You're not going to do it. The same way we are telling you, now they cannot have sold all of us. He sit on the road to this political. Yeah, it's a hate speech. You can't say anything without an car. Why should we? The same way we are painfully talking to you. Go and get your PVC. Go and get ready. Of course, there are plans to open a political party. And we understand how it's going to turn, the next road to turn after then. Because there is when we get to a stage, you say, let us fulfill all righteousness. The Romans were collecting tax until tomorrow, according to customs tradition. Indigenes are not supposed to pay certain tax in their own community. Even though Nigeria may not be that very good in terms of respecting human rights, but they still observe it. And Jesus, as his son, a citizen, indigene, his community being under the governance of the Rome, they asked him to pay his tax. The disciples asked him, Master, it is our right as indigene, we don't have to pay the tithe. And Jesus said to them, so that they will not find fault, let us fulfill all righteousness. Go and give to them. And so you get to a stage, you fulfill all righteousness. At this stage, our target, our mission is simple. We need to fulfill all righteousness. And so what are we doing? We are encouraging our people to rise up. You have to rise up. We need to work together very hard, focus, to make sure that this political process is properly initiated. Let's digress a little bit. When Nigerians become ungovernable, when Nigerians become unstable, when Nigeria was heading to the path of destruction, Ojukwu understand, and so is other leaders in their time, understand that a political process must be initiated. The Northerners introduced nepotism, the Westerners introduced tribalism, and what did the Easterners introduce? One Nigerianism. Going to Aburi in Ghana to discuss issue is still part of the political process formation. Its failure led Nigeria into a civil war. Nigerians can pretend nothing happened, but I wish Nigerians and her handlers can be able to look into the heart of people and see the damage done to them and see pains and sorrow. Some of them have carried it their life. I have to say this because I am privileged to have access to most of them. Some of them are 70 years, 80 years, 90 years. My brother Willie the other time was telling you, each time he asked the father what really happened, when they explain and explain and explain, he will say no. My own parents can't even mention the name Biafra. They always tell us during the war. During the war. Are they going to tell you how they were raped? During the war. By our own brother, one Nigerianist. During the war. I told you our encounter in Bayelsa when some mother told us what happened during the war. As young as 6 they were raped. A woman in Imo told me she was adopted, taken to Bori camp, where they rape her morning, night, afternoon, rape her, and she decided to kill herself at the age of 6. The woman is not dead, she's still alive. An early morning when she went to commit suicide, some military men caught him. Of course, the good ones. They rescued her from killing herself. They took her to their commandant. Of course, Abacha was in charge of Buri camp then. And then they took her home. They said, no, if this girl can get to this extent, let's take her home. The girl is from Imo State. She's an old woman now. They took her back home. That is what saved her. And now if I was not born, don't you know these people still carry the pain? You think you can wish it away by gun and bullet? You think you can silence this voice crying in the wilderness? You think those women you killed and opened their womb and bring out those little children, you think it has been forgotten? With impunity you despise all of us. You spit on their grave and you tell us to go to hell. To hell with all of you. You can't do nothing. This message will not end. You must show remorse. But of course we are not biased. We are not angry with any of you because most of you don't even know what happened. Because the political process as far as Biafra nation was concerned was not properly initiated nor inaugurated. Now we have found ourselves on the same crossroad as my brother Audio Willie will always say. We need to begin the process. Yes, Dim Chukwemeko Dimegojuku, honorably having stood the ground on behalf of our people, would not have been able to achieve very much except to have these tools, these governance tools to aid and authenticate most of his action. Under IPOB, we have done great, but our actions, our demand, our sacrifices cannot be authenticated because the political processes were never involved. It was never initiated. The only thing we're interested in, oh, we sue them, they give us money, we sue them, sue to make money. Having cited these two examples, you can agree with me that it is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to be left behind. And that is the reason why the de facto customary government has created this very platform, inviting every Biafran to move forward and get themselves very ready to engage these political processes. If you must control your future, if we must control our territory, we must get ready to engage not just the Nigerian state but the global community through these political processes. Our parliamentarians in diaspora are working very hard already. If you are from Idoma, you are from Egala, you are from Eyala, you are from Efik, Ibibio, Anang, you are from Umbito, Rumbanon, Bisiamando, Bankuriolo, you are from Oka, you are from Nza, Iku, Abakaliki, you are from Arochiku, you are from Umuahia, you are from Obingwa, you are from River State, Ugoni, Andoni, Abua, Adua, Ahoda. And you want to be truly ready, properly equipped with the necessary tools that brings about a complete emancipation, financially, politically, and otherwise. Don't shy away. We know now they cannot try to reduce this thing to Igbo. No. Any gap we give will become a very effective tool for our position to be undermined and even be renegotiated without our involvement. Members of the parliamentarian often come online. Dr. Kadu is always there. Our brother Ugono Nwunyo is always there. You have our brother Mbadiki Ukomokum, administrators around the globe coming on to give you their number. Join them. Sometimes if we cannot have a moment of reflection to see what happened and why we got here and then learn from it, we are wasting our time. Idoma man, no, he's a Biafran. But for so many reasons, he cannot speak up. And it's applicable to the gala. This was because the government formation that was in process in that very era, not everybody was incorporated. And believe me, we all lost brothers and sisters. But who do we blame for this affliction? We blame ourselves. You are a John Robo Shekiri Abraka only. I encourage you wherever you are in diaspora. Join this de facto customary government parliament. A lot of things are going on there already. You must be part of this process. Because this is the time we need to define. This is the time we need to analyze. This is the time we need to holistically review the kind of future that we want in order to design it. This is the time. Do not step back. Go and get your PVC. We've all been wounded. This is the time for us to heal ourselves. This is not the moment where somebody thinks miracle is going to come. Delay is dangerous, as they say. The more we neglect this matter, playing a game of indulgence, trying to satisfy oneself, my brother, you endanger the next generation. And all of us will pay dearly for it. And that is why we say under our watch, we will do everything possible, we will do everything necessary, we will continue pushing until finally we make our way back home. If you choose to exempt yourself from these processes, if you neglect it like in the time past, one day it's going to be your brother who is going to issue that same process that will undermine you. Go and look at the person that is defending Abakeyare. It's an Igbo woman. He is the one telling the world Abakeyare cannot be detained because Abakeyare is a hypertensive victim, is a diabetic patient, is suffering from manukwasha and manukwa. It's Igbo woman they are using. You're not telling me now that you have to defend a criminal so you don't see Hausa Yoruba to come. It's Igbo woman. Come and describe how they are going to, how Igbo people or Biafrans are useless. They will use a Biafra man or woman. And you don't know there are political processes going on. All these our political leader and the rest of them, they don't think these people are superhuman. They have knowledge. They are very brilliant, intellectual. Sometimes they need gap. They need advice. Sometimes most of the things you see them doing with impunity, their knowledge is not profitable. They do not know the consequence. Have we been playing our role? The answer is no. But have we been criticizing them very well? The answer is yes. This is the time for us to move on. This is the time for us to engage these processes on another platform. There is no miracle that will happen except we bring about that process. And that is why we are here. The executive arm is there already. We need to engage the global community. We need to lobby. We need to settle so many issues. And you can see, nobody is resting. Don't think it doesn't concern you. Somewhere along the line, we really need to answer to this call. And there is nothing any of us can do. And of course, at this moment, our lines are open. If you're able to access the line, you're free to call in and make your contribution. But in the absence of that, you have access to my private social media platform, like WhatsApp and the rest of them. You are free to call in and make your contribution. The number to call is, the direct line is 081221 52971. 081221 52971. For the last time, the direct line is 081221 52971. And then our WhatsApp line is 070 070 815 45642. 070 815 45642. You are free to call in and make your own positive contribution. If you have not gotten your PVC, I think you must make sure before registration is over that you get your PVC. Get your PVC. Get your PVC. Get yourself registered. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Look for any pro-Biafran group close to you and make sure you join. The ideologies may be different, but the targeted goals and aim to achieve, they are all the same. Whether it is those trying to bring down the 1999 fraudulent constitution, whether it is those who believe in the devolution of power, the restructuring of Nigeria, cessation and establishment of the sovereign state of Biafra, try and be part of them. Try and join the one you believe or have faith in their ideology. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Do not forget we are on FM relay station 100.5. Of course, in Anambra and River State at this moment. And as well, you can get us on our app, Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio. We are on Simple Radio. We are on satellite. And I can assure you more platforms are coming. We need to pass this stage that we have found ourselves. And when that is done, we will move to the next stage in this struggle. And so the lines are open, like I said. If you are able to call in, you make your own contribution. But of course, in the absence of that, we begin to engage the processes of moving forward. I'll be back in a minute.
Of African West, this only land has blessed with milk and honey. When he said, I will feed this land to my chosen race, now make Africans great. So how come this evil manipulation in our land?
Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Your name and where are you calling from? Caller on WhatsApp. Of course, network challenges as always, but we must continue. Caller Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? And of course, we must continue. The lines are open. You can keep on trying until you're able to connect. Let's see if we can get our brother in. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, please. The world is listening. Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. Not coming up. Good evening, Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. And also, I will extend the greetings to all of us of freedom across the globe who sympathize in our predicament right now, and I pray that God will continue to strengthen and supporting us, sympathizing with us. God continue to bless each and every one of you all, because it's not easy, because from the position we are now on the crossroad as a people, and being that our own brothers, we are the ones that brought us out and left us on the crossroad, which is on the road of or part of a destruction if care is not taken. So I encourage you guys and keep it up. So, but let me go straight to the topic, which is in everything we are going to do, beginning of a society, start with a political formation. I will give an instance when Chukwu Emeka Ojukwu, when he returned from Ivory Coast. What was the first thing he did? He joined politics. And he went to it is even the northern the north political party he joined, to show you that he clearly understand what his people needed at that moment. He joined politics. He started with political formation. So, and I will also give an instance again, but before I give the instance, let me throw more highlight on this political formation that is part in fact the beginning of every society. Let me just throw more highlight on it. There are something as a people we do that even in family, there is politics in the family, because when father, mother, there are some arguments, just when family is trying to have fun. So you intend to support father, but also intends to support mother, because it support will benefit more from. So there is politics in everything, there is political structure in every aspect of our life as a people. So we really need to get involved in those things we have been running away and trying away from. Just as you mentioned, where we have the Christians are shying away from it. When the politics in church is even worse than the one even in the normal society. The politics in church is worse. So we cannot deny or shy away from getting involved into politics because except we want to be intellectually dishonest to ourselves and deceive people. Politics is everything. With politics, you can get everything, all most things you need as a person. So like we as a people now, we seek for development. We seek for better life, standard of living. But we are not getting it. We are not getting them. Why? Because we are not getting involved in those vital things which is a politics. We are not getting involved. Why are we not getting involved? Because somebody told us, or someone said, or people said the politics is a dirty game, which as you know they used to brainwash. They introduce a violent aspect of politics to us. Maybe look bad to us, and we shy away from the truth. Which to me personally, politics is not a dirty game. It is a game of number. It is a game of permanent interest. So those are politics is a dirty game. I don't subscribe to that. It's a game of number and a game of permanent interest. What is the cause of this current agitation now? I will in health and safety I will narrate it. I will like paint a picture of it. There's an we have the immediate cause of it, we have the underlying cause of it, and we have the root cause of it. Now I will say like the immediate cause of it, which some people have made us to point at the federal government, of which rightly so it is, but they say it's marginalization. But for right now, I don't believe in that marginalization for presently, because some of the people they gave phone to our own brothers and sisters. What do they use the phone they give them to do? So I don't believe in that for right now. So the immediate cause of the agitation is federal government. Then what is the underlying cause of the agitation now? The first one was the immediate cause of the agitation. The underlying cause of the agitation is our own governors, our own senators, our rep members, House of Assembly members, local government chairmen. These are the underlying cause of the agitation. Why? Because they are not delivering their own projects. They are not delivering. Only few people are delivering. Few of them of our politicians are delivering projects, both infrastructural, in terms of labor, humanitarian. In Oxford, only few of them are really investing in people, in human resources. Only few, and developing infrastructures also. Now, what is the root cause of this agitation. It is we the people, we the masses of our people, we are the root cause of it. Why do I say so? I will say so because for years we have neglected politics, we've neglected politics, and those who voted in, we don't care, we don't hold them to account. We don't hold them to account. Then, like you said, there are some of them, they are not supermen, so they do some things, they do some things wrongly. And what do? We come, we criticize them. If we are evil, we are evil. But we will not call them to caution them from behind. But I'm not saying that there are not people that have cautioned some of them. But we as a people collectively, when was the last time we as a people marched to government house and demand for so road to be completed, or so project to be executed in our place? When was the last time we marched our House of Assembly to, like, let's say the open grazing? When was it? Did we march to the House of Assembly members for our state representatives to enact those laws and put it in place? So this, we as a people, we are the root cause of the problem. The things we elected, we neglected them. Then the federal government is immediate cause of the agitation in terms of the, like, some of the money they borrow. Some of the money they borrow, the way they intend to, the sharing is not really balanced, because the sharing formula is not balanced, because at the end of the day, every part of company members that make up Nigeria, we share the money, you allocate the payment of the money back to them. That is the servicing of the loan. You allocate it to them, but you didn't allocate the project that they were going to execute with the money, but you allocated the payments to them. So they are the immediate cause of the agitation. Then our governors are the underlying cause of the agitation, because they are not doing their own part as well. They receive allocations every month. They are not delivering. Some of them, most of them, but there are a few that are delivering. Then we as a people are the root cause of the agitation, because we are not holding our representatives to account. So I will encourage our people to go and get their PVC. Come 2023, we need to take political control of our territory. The era of running around, denying the truth, we all know that without getting involved, we are not moving anywhere. So come 2023, go and get a PVC and get those guys out. So this will end for now, sir.
Thank you very much, and we must continue. Of course, the lines are still open.
Christ, that there's every weapon. I see the innocent blood paying the price for freedom.
Yes, of course, on this note, we will be rounding up this evening segment. And of course, tomorrow is another day. We continue from where we stop. My appreciation to those of you who were able to call in, and apology to those that cannot take their call at the moment. Let us get our PVC. Let us stand by and pay attention attentively to what is going on and what is about to come. All of us must come together as a people from the Biafran territory and fight for our rights, that which rightly belongs to us, that we might be the author of our destiny. And so I say good night from here, and God bless.